An airborne puzzle invasion, viewers. It's raining Goombas, bloopers, and boo buddies. You have to help Mario cope with the airborne invasion. As the critters fall, catch them on trays, switch and shuffle to save the day. Stack two of a kind and they both disappear, or capture a whole bunch in between eggshells. When the eggshells match, out hatches Yoshi, and up goes your score. The action heats up as the characters fall faster and faster. If your piles get too high, the game is over. Choose your difficulty level and play for a high score, or challenge a friend in a head-to-head hatch-off. If you like Dr. Mario, but you're ready for a whole new kind of challenge, you'll love this quick shuffle action puzzle game. This is Yoshi from Game Freak and Nintendo, 1992. Yoshi, known as Yoshi's Egg in Japan and Mario and Yoshi in Europe and Australia, is a puzzle game. It was developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo. It was released for the NES and the Game Boy. Both versions were first released simultaneously in Japan in 1991, and then released in all other regions the following year. Our job, clear monsters on the on-screen playing field. Monsters fall from the top of the screen to build vertical stacks, and we must prevent a stack, from growing too high. In order to do so, we swap and move the stacks that Mario is kind of in charge of at the bottom of the screen in order to pair up monsters as they fall. Very, very complicated, as you can see. The NES version was made available on the Virtual Console in 2007. It was then re-released in 2011 as a downloadable title on the 3DS. Available, however, only to members of the Nintendo Ambassador Program. Yoshi was made available for purchase in the eShop in 2012, in Japan, and in 2013 in North America. Now, I know the game decided to call itself similar to Dr. Mario, but it's really kind of not, but it kind of is. Gameplay-wise, it's more like Tetris with the way the levels work and everything, but you're not stacking blocks to make lines, you're just pairing up monsters. I don't know. The main object is to prevent the four stacks from growing too high by eliminating blocks from the field. Game over occurs when any of the stacks cross the black line at the top of the field. To eliminate a block, it must come in contact with the falling monster that matches the monster on top of the block. A Goomba must fall on a Goomba. A Goomba cannot fall on a blooper. We control Mario, who hangs out at the bottom of the field and has the ability to swap positions of any two adjacent stacks at a time. Points are awarded for each set of monsters that are eliminated. In addition to the 4 different monsters, 2 halves of a Yoshi egg will fall. The bottom eggshell behaves just like a monster. It disappears when it comes into contact with another bottom half. However, if a falling top half touches the bottom half of the egg, the 2 will join and hatch a Yoshi, earning you bonus points. Furthermore, if a stack of monsters grows atop a bottom half and a top half is then added, all monsters in between the halves will be encased and eliminated. Larger Yoshi characters will hatch depending on the number of monsters encased, which also increases the number of bonus points awarded. If a falling top half does not have a bottom half to join the stack it touches, it is removed and no points are awarded. The game generally received mixed reviews. Common criticism directed towards its perceived repetitive gameplay and dependence on luck, which led to very short replay value. Brent Allen Weiss of Allgame called Yoshi a surprisingly dull game, noting that while the game's controls are unique, the novelty wears off after a while. Generally, the game comes in at about 5 out of 10, sometimes 4 out of 10. It is kind of boring. I didn't particularly enjoy it myself anytime. Europress gaming magazine Enforce stated in a preview for the game in its September 1992 issue that basically the game is great. The fun of Tetris, but with color and sound effects. Just as hard, maybe harder, definitely just as addictive. It later rated 4 out of 5 in the Buyer's Guide in the 1993 issue, summarizing that Yoshi is great fun. Gameplay's nothing new, Tetris all over again. Graphics are great, lots of fun in short bursts. The Washington Post, that's right, they reviewed a game in 1993 called the game simple but addictive, just like all puzzlers from the Big N. That's Nintendo. Give Yoshi's Cookie a taste test, but don't do it before bedtime. You might have nightmares about that NES coming back to life. Don't know if they meant Yoshi's Cookie or Yoshi. Couldn't say. Oddly enough, well, maybe not oddly enough, because Yoshi was very, very popular at the time. Yoshi the character. Yoshi the game sold 500,000 copies in its first day on sale. That's very impressive. The game, kind of mediocre.